you, sir, to measure how Bert and Ernie are different versus the same. And we already had a very, very good idea from over here. I forget who said it. But who said that? Jolene, say it again louder.
The range.
She mentioned what's called the range. Jolene, what do you mean by that?
So I took the highest score of Bert and Ernie and subtracted their lowest score from that.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Let's look at these guys' variance. So here's how they're the same center-wise. Let's go over here and look at variation. In other words, look at how they're different. How are they different? How are they? Let's measure consistency or lack thereof, otherwise known as inconsistency. Good. Very, very good. Very good. Very good. So, Bert, Ernie. I love this one. Range is used from time to time. Range would just be the highest minus the lowest score, and it gives you an idea of how far apart those scores are. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. So for Bert, his highest score was 100. His lowest score was a 61, yeah? So he ends up with a 39 as far as a range goes. Excellent. Ernie, his highest score was an 83. 79. So he ends up with a range of... So if you had to talk about the varying behavior of Bert versus Ernie, what would you say? What would you say?
Bert's got issues.
Well, careful. Careful. I mean, we gotta be careful what we can do with this data. He might have issues. He might. The best thing you can say is what though? Or actually, the best, the most correct thing you can say with these numbers is.
He has a greater variation.
That's about the same as you could be Vivek. Was that you? Yes, he's got a much greater variation than Ernie does. You could say he's 10 times his variant. That might be getting a little bit misleading depending on what these numbers mean. But yeah, his range is 10 times as big as Ernie's range. He's got more variation than this. Can anybody think of a limitation of this analysis of variation in the data? Vivek, go ahead.
Well, it could be that his scores are much lower, but so he could have all of the 60s and still have a 4 variation.
That's perfectly said, my friend. But granted, these numbers are correct based on this data, but check this out. Suppose Bert also had scores of 100, 100, 100, 100, and 61. What would his range be?
39.
39. It would still be 39. Suppose he had scores of 100, 61, 61, 61, 61. Still 39. Suppose he had scores of 0, 39, 38, 25. You see what I'm getting at there? The problem with that is the range can give an incomplete picture unless you also look at what? Cassidy, be brave. Yes, the average. That's why. Up here, I drew a little double arrow between measuring center and measuring variation. What I would love more than anything is I'd love a connection between them. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Pat, you already go somewhere with this, though. Tell me what was on your mind with this. I thought you were going to say something. Crap, did I talk? It was Alan. I read this general area. I'm like an amphibious in motion. Go ahead, Alan.
Well, I was just thinking, I don't know if this is correct, but if you get the average and you find the disparity from the center point.
Say that again, nice and loud.
If you get the average and you find how far you are from center on either side.
Everybody following that logic? So what Alan has said, I think I have an image that'll go with that. Yeah, here we go. So here are their test scores. And I want to take a 5 here. I want you guys to process this on our break. I put their test scores on a number line. And hopefully this will kind of sink in with you guys and be like, oh, okay, this is visually Jolene's range, all over the number line. 39 up, or 61 up to 100, there's your 39. And then you've got 79 up to 83. So Ernie's are clustered in real close, whereas Bert's are all over the place. But notice where you would put your finger to balance them. If these were cookies on a tray, where would you put your finger to balance them? Well, Ernie, it's pretty obvious. You put them right there. Bert's is not quite as obvious, but that's exactly where your finger would be for Bert as well, hence why their center measures are the same. So what I want you to do when we take our 5 is, think about what Alan just said. Is there a way to quantify the disparity between the average of 81 and the test scores that are up there? Think about that. The answer is yes. There's actually a bunch of ways to do it. So as you wander around and get some air and get some water, come back and let's chit-chat about it some more, yes?
Yes.
That's good. Cameraman, if you don't mind shutting down the camera, that'd be awesome, dude. Thank you.